Now, amid heightened tensions in the Straits of Hormuz, the government has said that Indian vessels or India-flagged vessels have safely navigated the critical route and reached home without incident, projecting this as a diplomatic and logistical success. However, certain members of the opposition have remained skeptical. The Samajwadi Party and one of its spokespersons has questioned the government's claims, with the party leader even alleging that such statements could be misleading. In a controversial remark, this particular leader, Sumaya Rana, has asked as to how one can actually verify which of the ships that are crossing the Straits of Hormuz, and she's also cast doubts on some of the official claims that have been made. The comments have now sparked a fresh political face-off, even as the government has maintained that Indian maritime interests remain secure despite the ongoing crisis. Let's listen in to that response coming in from one Samajwadi Party spokesperson.
कहीं ना कहीं क्योंकि स्ट्रेट ऑफ हॉर्मुज की वजह से और जो एनर्जी सप्लाई है एक तरीके से, चाहे वो फ्यूल के उसमें हो, गैस के उसमें हो, हम सब इफेक्टेड हो रहे हैं उससे। तो इस मीटिंग को बुलाने में और एनर्जी क्राइसिस के ऊपर जो टॉपिक है जो दिया गया है, लोग कर रहे हैं, तो इस चीज का खुलासा करना पड़ेगा। और मैं एक बात और ये बताना चाहती हूँ, जो झूठ फैलाया जा रहा है कि स्ट्रेट ऑफ हॉर्मुज से इनको सिर्फ इंडियन जहाजों को गुजरने दिया जा रहा है, वहां के ऑफिशियल्स इस बात पर पूरी तरीके से मना कर रहे हैं कि जब तक जो ये फादरलैंड इन्होंने कहा वहां मिलने गए नेतन्याहू से, उसके बाद से जो ईरान है खासकर उसमें जो नाराजगी है, तो ये जो दावे इनके हैं ये पूरी तरीके से गलत हो रहे हैं, क्योंकि बहुत सारे ऐसे मेल्स पड़े हुए हैं इस पे, बहुत सारी आप देखिएगा, अगर सर्च करिएगा तो वो इस बात से इनकार कर रहे हैं। और अगर क्राइसिस नहीं है तो फिर इस तरीके की इमरजेंसी मीट की क्या जरूरत थी।
So that, of course, is the response that's come in from Sumaya Rana. But let me go across to Adib as well. Adib, an interesting set of reactions. Sumaya Rana has one opinion. But when I did ask another Samajwadi Party colleague of Sumaya Rana's, IP Singh, about the remarks that he'd made, of course, he'd been critical of the government on the policy front as far as what's happening in West Asia is concerned. But he said, as far as the fake news or the allegation that this is all fake news, that Indian flagged vessels are passing through the Straits of Hormuz and reaching India eventually, as far as that particular claim on the part of Sumaya Rana is concerned, the Samajwadi Party distances itself. So what really is the official position?
Well, Siddharth, Sumaya Rana is the official spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, and when she is making any kind of statement, then it has to be the official statement of Samajwadi Party. Though different leaders can say that this is her personal opinion, but she has given that statement in an official capacity as the spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, and where she is saying that no such ships are crossing through the Strait of Hormuz, and we don't. How can we believe that the Indian vessels are being allowed when Iran is not happy with the kind of remarks that were made by the Prime Minister during his visit to Israel? So these are the allegations that Sumaya Rana has leveled at the Indian government. She is saying that the fake news is being peddled, that the Indian vessels are being allowed to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. This is the official stand of Samajwadi Party. The party is but obvious that the other leaders will try to make her, this is as the personal remark of Sumaya Rana. They will try to distance Samajwadi Party from these remarks, but Samajwadi Party has made it clear that the government is trying to create a panic. She has also questioned that if the Prime Minister and other leaders are saying that there's no need to worry why such high-level meetings are being called. There's definitely a crisis going on. She has questioned that the government should clarify the stand. What is the stand of the government on this particular issue?
Absolutely. So this is all, of course, happening in the build-up to the all-party meeting that is expected to be held around 5 p.m. later today. Let's see what happens there. Stay with us, Adib, because the political heat is only rising. Other opposition leaders have also joined the Samajwadi Party, among others, in questioning some of the government's claims. And they've also alleged that the central government has not been entirely transparent on the issue. Several leaders have also accused the government of misleading the public over the situation pertaining to Indian vessels currently in the Straits of Hormuz. Let's listen in to what some of the India bloc colleagues have had to say.
Finally, the crisis is coming to our doors. There is a big crisis of LPG and other petroleum products. Now the government trying to impress upon the opposition parties and as well as the country by giving statement and calling us for the meeting. There is trying to normalize the situation. See, it's not about opposition or the ruling party. It's about the country. We are actually heading towards a crisis because things are getting escalated every day.
ये गलत बयानी मत करिए। चीन जापान के कौन रोक रहा है? तमाम देशों के लगातार निकल रहे हैं। आपके 20-20 व्हीकल अभी भी खड़े हैं वहां पे। और इस तरह की गलत बयानी करके देश को गुमराह मत करिए। ये गलत बयानी मत करिए। चीन जापान के कौन रोक रहा है?
Well, let me go across to Adib for more on this. Adib, it remains to be seen as to what exactly will now happen in that all-party meeting. Because if the opposition is going to come with all guns blazing by questioning what the government has said so far with respect to what's happening in the Straits of Hormuz and the safe passage given to a lot of Indian-flagged tankers as well as vessels, it promises to be quite an acrimonious affair when that meeting actually gets underway at 5 p.m. later today.
Well, definitely, Siddharth says this is how the opposition, whether it be the Congress Party, the TMC or Samajwadi Party, they all have been working in this way only. They all have been treating their guns at the government when it comes to the West Asia crisis. They are saying that the government is not making their stand clear. Although the Prime Minister have addressed in 2 days in a row in both houses of the Parliament, the government has made their stand clear, but the opposition is trying to criticize the government. And in fact, ahead of the all-party meeting, the opposition, whether it be the Samajwadi Party or the Congress, they are questioning the intent of the government, and they are saying that if there is no such crisis, then why such meetings are being called, why Prime Minister is addressing both the houses. So the government is trying to make their stand very clear that yes, we are preparing for the worst outcome, but the opposition is trying to train their guns at the government.
Right. Thanks for that, Adib. We'll wait and see what happens in that all-party meeting.